Next location is Osaka.
Welcome back, one and all, to the Collegiate Esports Commissioner's Cup. I'm Catinator, that's Sai, Kilamiles, and Beautiful Crow. It's time to take you through Street Fighter 6. It's been months of qualification, all leading up to this. 12 teams enter the Esports Stadium Arlington this weekend, and only 4 players are left standing. 10K up for grabs if you take first place. And we've got 2 players I don't think we're too shocked to see in the upper bracket. It's Blue and Paladin. Miles, let's talk about them.
So Blue and Paladin, this #1 seeds coming out of Group A and Group B respectively. And, well, A and B. These 2 players haven't fought this entire weekend when so many players have clashed. Blue and Paladin, this matchup is a bit of a mystery. Now, granted, there are some caveats about this run. Paladin 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And even though we saw on stage some of those were close 3-ups, like in the matchup against Harms, it was still 3-2-0. Meanwhile, Blue has not had quite as dominant of a run. We saw against Davey, went to game 5. They repeatedly had these moments where they almost lost and then clutched out. And so now Blue on the DJ, Paladin almost certainly on the Ryu are going to clash on this main stage to see who's going to sit in grand finals.
You bring up that 3-2 set. That's what jumps out at me in terms of who gets the edge here from this Florida International Ditto match we got coming up. I feel like that 3-2 gives Paladin that edge, any oppression from anyone else on the desk.
I mean, if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it. I mean, Blue is a very consistent player. I mean, it's just 3-0, you know, he did wind up getting 3-0 against Qua in the next round over. Paladin having such a dominant run through all of these isn't too surprising. The kid's a prodigy, let's be honest.
Right.
I was being real here. But I think when we get to the grand stage, when we get to this first matchup, it's going to be a battle of, you know, we always talk about on-the-day performance. We always talk about how are they feeling coming into this. And I talked to Blue. We dapped each other up. We said, what's up, player? How you doing? He's feeling great. He's feeling fine. He's feeling comfy. And I don't know the same about Paladin. Paladin kind of has had this, you know, just very locked in lineup. But that can be exhausting. That can take its toll on somebody to be that focused all the time. So I really do want to get into it. I want to see how it's going to go. Because I mean, upper bracket is always so exciting to see who sets a stage, who takes that first place in our grand final. But I'm a little bit more interested about the lower bracket, how that's been shaping up. I mean, everybody's saying it's a fight for second place, but like, there's potential here. I'm setting the stage. I'm talking about it. Like, we have Abyssal versus Qua.
Yeah. And Qua yesterday put on a show. I mean, we were talking in the green room. He's like a boxer, right? Like.
So one thing I'd really noticed with Qua's play is that even in those scenarios where his back was kind of to the wall and the chips were a little bit low, very good about keeping himself safe defensively, very good with counter poking, very, very good at maintaining his presence even while burned out. So definitely could be a big threat there for Abyssal. But as we all know, Abyssal has been playing phenomenal as the resident JP man of the desk. You know, I know everything there is to know about that character. And he is very, very tough to deal with. Puts you in a lot of high pressure situations where you have to make a quick decision, and a lot of them end up going in Abyssal's favor. So Qua definitely got a lot coming out for him here. Definitely gonna have a heck of a fight in front of him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is the one I wanted to check back on, because Abyssal versus Qua, whoever winds up in that loser's final spot, they have to go up against Paladin and Blue, right? So I mean, if you're looking through the bracket, like I said, Blue 3-0'd Qua. Abyssal lost to Paladin 3-0 as well. So it's a very big uphill battle for both of these two in the lower bracket when they get the rematch against eventually whoever. I do feel on the day Abyssal has a better time about going about players that are, you know, above him seeding-wise, can rise at that level. Qua, not so much. I have bet on Qua a lot this tournament. I think he's going to have the tougher time between the two to try to take out either Paladin or Blue, but I think he can do it. It's just the percentage margins are very low, and that is like another thing to consider. Like, if you put it in like a rock, paper, scissors situation, it's like Paladin beats Abyssal, Abyssal beats Blue, Blue beats Paladin, you know, it's like it just goes around in circles. But Qua has that ability to like lock in. I mean, if everything goes exactly correct for him, I think he could take it. But at the same time, Abyssal can do that at a higher percentage.
You know, I don't know if I'm willing to go as far as saying I think Abyssal sees themselves in grands, but I will say I do think they will best Qua here, simply just because of the mindset we saw on stage yesterday. Abyssal in the interview says, I know my character better than anyone else. I'm not concerned about the mirror match. I know that I can take it. And then afterwards as well, like, it doesn't matter who's coming up in front of me, who's on the other side of the screen. I'm going to play to the best of my ability. And I think that mindset, when you're looking at higher seeds, can take you so far.
I can agree on that. I can definitely
Fully agree, yeah.
I mean, against the two, I feel like I do agree that Abyssal has the better chance to play spoiler to Blue if Blue gets sent down from Paladin. But can I be real? We've been almost talking like we're just assuming that Paladin is going to best Blue. How are you feeling about this matchup, Crow? I mean, these two players know each other. They go to the same school.
Yes, I mean, Florida International, shout out, you know. I mean, and we also talk about the fact that both of them have literal CBT points. Like, they have qualified. They go to a lot of these events, you know, both top 8ers in respective events, Frosty Faustings, etc., going through. Them against each other is going to be really dope to see because they can get the edge up on each other. I pull a little bit more towards Blue just because of experience, a little bit more in the experience in the matchup, or just experience playing overall. Then it has that onus of like, okay, can he get it done quick enough? Can he get that 3-0? Can he get that, you know, 3-1? Like, don't drag this out all the way. It's just, I really have to see it on stage because it's still such a coin flip in my opinion.
Well, we're talking predictions side. The last one we haven't heard from. Predictions for how this bracket might shape up.
I think we're all kind of in agreement. I think that Paladin might be able to secure that spot first in winners finals, but I have to say, Bilu, very talented player, and the key thing I noticed from both of them throughout this entire weekend of Street Fighter is they are both extremely good at adapting.
Yes.
So if we have the bracket shake up where Paladin makes it out on winner's side grands, and, you know, let's say Abyssal also overtakes Qua possibly, then it's going to be Bilu versus Abyssal. So JP, a very tricky character, but Bilu extremely fast at not only adapting to what his opponent wants to throw at him, but also DJ has phenomenal movement, can really confuse Abyssal in the mid-range, kind of counterpoke, shimmying in and out with sway, or even just full-on shimmies regularly. It's definitely going to be a really, really intense lower finals for sure. And who can win that match? I honestly am not sure. It could go either way. It just depends on who's playing hot today. And I don't want to count anybody out of this bracket. Qua could go on a run. I mean, we've seen Qua deal with high-pressure situations before. We can see him do it again. But I definitely think the player to beat and the player to watch out for this weekend is definitely Paladin. But we've seen crazier upsets before. It's all possible. Never counting anybody out, especially with $10,000 on the line for our winner.
Yeah, Paladin the 1 seed for a reason. The player to beat. And we'll see if any of the other 3 can do so. 10K on the line. You mentioned it, Sai. Who will take it home? Let's find out. We'll send it to the stage now for the Street Fighter 6 player introductions.
Welcome to the College Street Fighter Winners Finals here at CECC Main Madness 2025. Let's introduce our players to the stage. First, the number 2 seed from the CECC Last Chance Qualifier bracket, number 2 from Florida International University, Blue. And the opponent, winner of the Winter Mural, the number 1 seed from Florida International University, Paladin.
Our first of 4 Street Fighter matchups today at the inaugural year for Street Fighter here at CECC. Let's make some noise for the game first and foremost. Let's make some noise for Street Fighter. One of my favorite games to watch here. Thank you so much. One of my favorite games to see. So coming into this weekend, we talk a lot about how these players have been playing for years, playing these games for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. And Paladin, you're considered to be a great player. I mean, how long have you been playing Street Fighter?
Since I was 11.
Since 11 years old, you're 17 now, so 6 years at least locked into this series. I mean, a lot of dedication goes into it, but clearly it's paid off. A very talented player, as I had said. And Blue, you know, we talked a little bit about how this is the only match we can see today that could repeat in the bracket. One of you will beat the other, you'll get sent to lower, and if you win there, you'll come back to play again. So when you play somebody multiple times in the same day, is that second matchup going to be easier because you played them already, or harder because you've played them already?
I think with skill set that Paladin has, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get the run back, mainly because he's such an intelligent player. So a lot of the mind games that you got in the first set may not work in the second set. So you have to be prepared to adapt on the fly.
I like it a lot. I mean, hey, a lot of talk about Street Fighter, but let's get into it. You ready? You ready? All right, gentlemen, let me see that handshake. Let's jump into the matchup here, and let's make some noise for Street Fighter!
All right, it's finally day 3 of some good collegiate Street Fighter here, but hello and welcome to CECC Maid Madness 2025. Once again, your number 1 caster Vok, Ashervok here with Sankola. How are we feeling today?
Absolutely fantastic. About to be bangers in these streets. You know, we talked about how it is great to see these players from college, from just anything scholastic, all that, rising to the occasion. These 2 players coming up, we've seen rise to the occasion in other tournaments. TNS, as they mentioned, in CPT tournaments as well. For Blue, top spot of a 700-man bracket over at Frosty Faustings just a few months ago. So you have just top-level play that has been inside and outside of school. For these 2, well, they've been everywhere.
No, absolutely. I want to say more like national traveled and national season at that one throughout CFGC, CECC, and plenty of others at that. Even through World Warrior, if I remember correctly, coming in for Paladin as well. Top placement in that.
And Blue.
And Blue as well. But of course, leading up to the road to here, Collegiate Street Fighter 6, first time here at CECC in the first place on the grand stage at that one. The interesting thing is these are both Florida International students going face-to-face for the first time in our bracket.
Friends, now foes, to battle out for that grand finals winner side. We have 4 matches as mentioned. We're going to start off in the winners finals and see who gets that coveted position to have just a 1-set scenario to finish things off. I almost said 1 game, but definitely might have to have a reset happen depending on what happens. You know, they even said we're probably going to see each other in grand finals depending on who loses here, but there could be some shakeup in the bottom. We could see that happen. And Paladin, you saw he walked up with the hood up like he was a Sith.
I was about to say, looking dangerous out here, just that armed and dangerous action, hit him again, and again. Not the breathing, that's absolutely crazy with it, just sitting there calm, cool, collected.
Right.
And honestly, when it comes to this matchup upcoming, right, Paladin, 2 characters under his belt, if I remember correctly, the Ryu, but also the Akuma.
Yes, well, he does also have a Cammy, but I don't think it's going to be presented here because DJ does such a good job against Cammy.
Right.
He has many ways to check the aerial approach and feel the damage from that. The fireball's also hard to smooth through it. And I would assume this is a butt check right here. They're trying to make sure everything is A-OK. And Paladin, when I was talking to him, he's like, don't give away my secrets. but I might just be playing Ryu. Well, he had me guess, but
Yeah.
I don't think that you'll play Akuma here unless you're like really in tune with the matchup. Like Akuma has a lot of things that he can present in this matchup in terms of like the demon twist and dive kicks, the air fireball, the light fireball as well. It can be kind of annoying for him.
True, true. I will say though, Blue, when it comes to the DJ, right, one of the more evasive characters, we saw that DJ play throughout most of the weekend, day 1 into day 2. Excessively dangerous on day 2. Let me tell you, a lot of jackknife maximums that did go unpunished. Honestly, allowing him to get away with just a little too much here.
I wonder if it's an amount of nerves that could have been coming through for some of these players.
Right.
At the same time, it's hard to punish everything that's presented to you. You know, like you see a whiff DP and you're like, in your mind, like, I should be dealing with that, and they've already landed on the ground. And
True.
Some of those were more shallow, so it's harder for them to punish that in the first place. Either way, I think Blue's going to be more in tune. He's sure that he looked at those mistakes and said, it's time to collect myself because I can't be lacking against the likes of Paladin. This guy has been fighting top-level warriors. He has been reaching out to players continuously in their DMs and saying, hey, fight me, like Zaffarino, other cats like JB. So he has what it takes to take this tournament, but so does Blue. I hear they go back and forth when it comes to locals, but this is a different stage, a grand stage. Look at all that beautiful goal y'all got down here. It's the real deal. This is about to be the real deal in terms of the match. People, it is Blue versus Paladin. Winners finals, let's get it.
Let's get into it. And for the Collegiate Street Fighter 6, I'm definitely into it at that one. Already started us with Drive Rush, jump back into the fireball though.
I just want to point out real quick, he lied to me. You're playing Akuma? The Akuma for this character, we'll see if it works out. Again, he has been trying to work this character out a little bit, you know, through the TNS brackets and things like that. But Akuma takes a lot of work to have as like a side character or another trietary character. He's really much more of a specialist. Let's see if Paladin can break that mold.
Be true, that glass cannon character at that one. Have to watch out for the low health when you get burst down too quickly. It's grabs, but replace that, you still have high damage capability. But against Blue, have to watch out for the shimmies, especially into the air slasher feints.
There's a throw right there. So we'll take throw look at parry, level 1 against the driver. Stay medium. He's gonna spin that bar right there. Not the drive gauge. He wants to use it for this. The strike don't mix. The jump back is clean. That's what I'm talking about. The demon flip can definitely change up the arc and these anti-airs that Jay wants to present.
I mean, especially just going into the sky, and I imagine for Akuma gonna go twice as high, twice as far, especially off the Tatsu into the grab at that one, keeping up the pressure, but Perry gonna at least keep you safe for a little bit, especially with Blue. Not enough though. Get rushed right through off the impact.
And you saw how he had no health to really play with right there. Maybe Blue could have went for like a Rudy Fireball, not sure. Stand like kick bumper, drive rush right after, ready with that elongated button, and harassing him with the forward fierce. That button is so good up in the corner. And Akuma, honestly, one of the best characters in the corner. That's why we're gonna get on out of here as Blue. Back heavy kick, the feint, nothing doing right after though.
Nothing just yet, so a little earlier really trying to buff him, especially off the crouch and medium kick, but for now, off the jump back, jump in at that one, automatically gets caught in the middle of DP, and then able to get with the air slasher.
Jab, Warfier's trying to find an opening, that is minus, so is that. With the fireball, he perfect parried, the back heavy kick is there, fireball too far with the crouching into punching, continue any sort of pressure, hard knockdown, only DP on the wake up.
Here we go, like I see the jackknife maximum to the mode, but already drive rush into it, coming into it, and Paladin back in burnout does not matter on their drain life level 3.
Sip that calamity. That's a big gulp right there. That's 7-11.
Oh,
This man to heaven.
In this economy, that's got to be $7.99, $12.99. It's expensive.
It's like $10.
Yep, where I live, it's not cheap.
Sorry, check out there like it's $10.99.
Yep.
What? Huh? Paladin, again, I didn't think he was going to work with the Akuma, but maybe he has worked out the matchup enough to stay solid, because so far, he's doing a lot of things that you would expect from Akuma players to do. Stand light kick, it's a buffer to drive behind it. Fireball pressure is good. The demon flips are great too as well. All right, see if they can continue that.
First, crouch jab, but still try to DP though, and Paladin trying to punish as best as possible though. Has to recover already, just back against the wall with the pressure. Tatsu back into the ground though, able to break out of the grab.
Ooh,
Slasher.
heavy kick.
Ooh, nasty with the heavy kick at that one.
Back throw? No, it's a low. It says. Yeah, what I got. Raw sweep off the feet. Lucky caught that. Staying fierce. Now this is burnout. And Akuma can excel with those adamant fists coming through continuously. He's able to get the hit right here and the knockdown and the DI to end this man's life. Ends it with the command grab to maximize the meter build at the bottom, almost at level 2.
And almost level 2 at that one. So almost can be said for Blue here, but almost just a little bit far away from that one. The focus into it, that OD air slasher, just right in a drive, rush machine gun punches, get you with the uppercut back up against the wall for pressure.
Slightly scaled, but you're just looking for that corner advantage. Back throw. Adamant fist trying to catch him, lacking on like a throw or a button tip. Does get the jump in. Close range fireballs were a little bit of a problematic thing for a lot of DJ players. You have to have good fireball sense, and it's hard to do that.
True, try to down chop OD fireball into it, rush again. honestly, Blue Slasher not working out to Blue's favor here, and back against the wall. That corner pressure is not looking fun, especially after the DP. Tried to slow back.
Probably gonna punish that with a stand light kick, but it's one more hit. Wakes up with a crouching light kick of all things. And because you don't have a crouching mid kick that has a long reach, or leads into a combo, I should say, he's gonna go on to one with a lot more reward. This is Burnout. Gives Blue a chance at victory, at least to tie things up in terms of rounds.
I would say a chance, but then you look at the health pool, and it's honestly going to get scary. All it takes is one touch, you're down. The crouching medium kick did the job there, just trying to go for the slasher, catch you off, rip fireball, buffer through though. Paladin able to just walk up a little too close for comfort.
Fake out. Nothing to do with just blocking it out. It's back with bar.
Just sitting
It's
there.
tight.
Menacingly, trying the rush and heavy kick to get you.
So he tried to go for the DI right there, trying to look for the limb, but unfortunately, Blue was too far out in the distance. Finds a punch. DI is such a good idea against his character, but it's not looking so good up in this corner. Meaty stand fierce to start things off. DP. One more interaction, I think, with bar behind it could be the victory here for Paladin. We're on out of there.
Already trying to jackknife just to walk up into the grab as well. Low to see it from Blue here. Corner pressure, but jump in, back out.
A perfect parry. Driver shaft just to get in. Sometimes if you're close enough, you get that punish. Stand meter kick, able to get the counter hit. Should have the charge up. Yes, sir. Jackknife. Dash up. Just knocking him door with those jabs. Trying to find a home, as my boy Brandon would say. Empty throw. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. One more touch. And there it is. Another grip that'll do it now. Blue does get the win here. Does Paladin switch, or is he stick? Never mind.
No, we're going straight into it. Paladin saying, listen, I'm going to run with the Akuma. If it works, it works, which to be fair, it's working a little too well. Already have one win on the board, but Blue able to tie it at least 1-1 here. Back fade swing into it.
Drive rush back, heavy kick, using that as an anti-air approach. I do like that. Trying to go for the meaty fireball as well. Now you see Blue not throwing out as many of the heavy air slashers. A little bit less in terms of recovery, in terms of like the medium, but just enough where people can get that jump if they make the right read. There is the elongated hitbox on that, the crouching medium kick.
The Tatsu Ender as well, just back into the DP. Already go with the grab as well. Keep up corner pressure again. Jab the pressure. After fist coming at you full force. That air to air into the fireball, and then the super art conversion.
Level 1 to get it done. Don't have to spend too much bar with this character. Again, his corner damage is buffed so much because you get more extensions off level 2. Or into level 1, as you saw right there. Kuma is just a dangerous character. His walk speed, even the back walk speed, being able to get in and out and finesse people. Fantastic.
Punish off the empty grab, but already trying to follow up with the slasher here. Crouching medium kick will do the job and just keeping up again.
Perfect parry. He caught him. Didn't get to pick up the 4 medium kick. Paladin wakes up with a crouching medium kick of his own. Almost got the overhead, but held parry and holding tight as Blue. No anti-air, no charge.
The Sages get caught in the jabs. That running knee will do you well, though. We gotta get saucy with it. Get the Maracas out.
Side switch? No, I think we're just gonna go. Oh, we do go for the side switch. Okay, yeah. It's smart. Look at the corner carry. Get off of that. Yes, sir. Drive rush medium. Hella plus. Don't leave. Sit down.
Bought the Sage, just caught out in the air. Go for the grab again. Get that damage, but we already got DP in the down. Chop back into the ground. You go.
Anti-air. Yes, sir. The charge is ready and steady. Game to game, round to round, all even. And this matters so much. Who goes up to? Who makes that mountain hard to climb for the other person? He starts it with the jab, the OD fireball, the teleport on in with the grip.
I'd say that is just real scary seeing that come at you. I want to say not even 90 miles per hour, just slow, steady, menacingly, if you will. But for Blue right now, so it gets caught out. Mid fist coming at you full force with the drive rush into the grab.
His timings on defense and what he's doing on defense are so different than what you might expect. Like jump, heavy kicks, and neutral tool. We've seen him wake up crouching, medium kick, a lot of things that he's not expecting that are catching him like this. One touch scenario, this level 3, perfect parry, and the punish right after. I read this book every day. I like the movie adaptation too.
Calculated. We have Sip of Calamity, and I can tell you right now, that's gotta be spice.
2 games up. Paladin getting the win. And honestly, listen, I was like, you gonna play Ryu. He told me, it might be Ryu, might not be. And I was like, you better play Ryu, but he knew what to do. I'll never doubt you again, Paladin.
He was just sitting outside teasing everyone. Like, listen, I could run the Ryu, or I could run the Akuma and make it a problem for everybody involved, especially Blue.
You know, I just want to say right now, I got him to play Akuma because me and him played mirror match. The character came out, kind of beat him in that. And I did this. Yeah, I got him to play the character. I was like, yeah. That's the only win I'll ever get on Paladin. It was also, we were still asleep. We were both woozy. So anyway, Paladin, the burnout is the anti-air. As I say this, he is getting clattered.
I'm about to say, already in a burnout, you just look at the health, he just
honestly, that's smart because he's in burnout, so
yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Not much you can really do to tank that in that situation, but that running heat with the dive kick not going to work out a little too well for you here. In this situation, the Blue get the grab already into the drive rush overhead into the air slasher.
Yeah, he did a little bit of a feint right there. Like he delays the back heavy kick just a smidge. Get the opening. Don't fall on the fireball. Had that been heavy, you would have been able to get that. Atsu for some distance. He jabs the fireball ender to kill some of that drive gauge. And Blue's tapping parry, or excuse me, Paladin's tapping parry, hoping that there's going to be something that's not working. Now he's a burnout. Oh, brother. This might not be good. One more touch into level 3. He can go through a fireball with level 2 if he wants. It's anything that he likes. He might even go for a chip scenario. Now he can definitely do it. Just one hit into the super to kill.
Oh,
Dash up Demon!
No!
He jumps back and avoids and finds a punish using the crouch spears. Ooh!
Oh,
Blue!
the right idea, just the wrong execution mistimed at that. But hey, that's fine. We can still recover.
You know, I will say it would have been kind of hard for him to come back because he had spent level 3 for that, but still, Blue was ready. Blue was ready.
Okay.
That's 2 games up here for Blue.
I was about to say, gave me just a little heart attack. My heart's going pitter-patter, especially after the fact. Expected to have some insane moments, but that one right there, hey, that's for the rest of the day. We have plenty more to go, especially after the grab.
Level 1, again, he sees the drive rush. He expects a button, so he runs to level 1. He wants to keep the drive gauge up and not go for like fireball or P. Crouch Spear's able to reach. I wonder if he can finish. No, he can't. He needs one more hit. Same jump setup. Ooh, it's clean and pristine. And Blue seeing red, and one more round to be in grand finals. Winner side.
About to say, already on set point, already jackknife to the maximum again. OD special at that one. Japper pressure though into the teleport, able to break out of the calculated grab from Blue. Back feint of DP.
That's way play. Funky Slicer coming through in the clutch. Back heavy kick as the anti-air throw. Back heavy kick instead. ODDP. We stop the guessing immediately.
There we go. Back feint again. Jab for the pressure. Tries to stand heavy kick instead. DP again coming out of it from
Roll DA.
back up against the wall. Crush you. Jump. Cancel. And that's gonna be enough. Blue moving forward here, 3-2.
Paladin didn't switch. He stuck with the Akuma, but it wasn't enough. So many decisions in terms of taking the drive gauge away was how I think Blue kind of took that game. You know, I think the fireball chipping away continuously, the back heavy kick feints every so often, the proclivity to keep going no matter what happened. You know, you get hit with a level 1, drive rush in there, doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't, you know, you're not fazed by what's going on. So Blue moving on to grand finals winner's side. I cannot wait to hear what he has to say because that was a very sick set and he only needs one more to get that lion's share of that pot.
Say CECC Grand Championship is waiting right there, just sitting. Has plenty of money to go to scholarship, but of course, I believe we have our interview ready. So Sep, take it away.
Thank you guys so much. I am here with Blue on the main stage once again, coming in with a 3-2 victory there, a phenomenal one at that. So first and foremost, I mean, how does that feel? Everybody I asked, every Street Fighter expert said going into this matchup, it's a 50-50, and you came out on top. I mean, how does that feel for you?
It's definitely a very good feeling to be secured in the grand finals because you always want that cushion in case you lose the first set to have to run it back. So I'm very happy. Very happy.
Absolutely. So we got the chance to ask Paladin this at the beginning. We haven't had the chance to ask you. How long have you been playing Street Fighter?
So around December 2 years ago, my brother got an Xbox, and with that came Street Fighter. So ever since then, I've been playing. This is my first one, my very first one, yes.
Wow, very first Street Fighter. I mean, already a stellar performance. You've still got more to go. How do you feel about that? You know, playing a unique character, being the only one to qualify with that character, and coming in, doing this well, just to continue going further. How does that feel, man?
I love it. You know, like playing a character that a lot of the audience finds hype, on top of not being a very popular character, to me, like, I love that feeling.
Absolutely. Well, hey, big congrats. We're going to see you again in just a couple of minutes, so take the time, get some water, go for the warm-up and stuff. But without further ado, folks, we've got some more Street Fighter to get to, so maybe we get these other players out here.
Welcome to the College Street Fighter lower bracket semifinals here at CECC Main Madness 2025. Let's introduce our players. First, from bracket seed number 6 from the University at Albany, Qua. And the opponent, bracket number 5 seed from California State University, Long Beach, Abyssal.
All right, we are back here on the main stage. Now, we are already down to 4 players in Street Fighter here at the inaugural year of Street Fighter at the CECC. So, a simple question before we jump into game talk. Guys, you've made it to Final 4. In the country, you have made it to Final 4. How does that feel for you guys?
It's fantastic. You know, I came into Street Fighter thinking I was going to be super competitive in it, and this is a dream come true, really.
Absolutely. And Kwa, how are you feeling?
I feel amazing. Actually, this is my first offline tournament, and my main goal was to get in top 3. So I'm gonna win this and achieve my goal.
I mean, I saw you guys warming up backstage. I know you both want to jump right into it, so let's get that handshake. And guys, let's make some applause for our next Street Fighter matchup.
I hear him in the skies. As he has said, his first offline tournament, and he's towards the finale, closer and closer. Losers semis right now, maybe losers finals depending on what occurs, but he has to stare down the abyss. That is abysmal. Now, that cat has been going through the ringer. He had to fight a JP mirror match, which is player to player. It's very difficult. Had to fight some other cats out here to get here, and has proven himself. We saw him at the CFGC finals, wasn't able to compete and complete that finale with harms, but is here to take the W. A lot more cash on the line.
Now, I was about to say, this top 4 and even top 3 in general is shaping out to be a wild one, right? You already have Blue just waiting in the wings right now. Grand finals, and still in losers, you still have plenty to get through. Just at least one more year.
True.
So if anything, making it through the top 3 finish, and for Qua really wanting that, but still, like you mentioned, has to face against the JP Menace coming in from California State University, Long Beach. That is Abyssal.
That guy, I like the way that he plays JP, because most people kind of just throw out the fireballs, go the zoning play, which the character is definitely where the character should be playing at, you know. But his buttons are still good, and Abyssal, I should say, is really good about utilizing those buttons, check and challenge, and drive rushes and things like that. He's willing to play that CQC. You see, nice and close and personal with the buttons if need be, want the fireballs, the pierces. But Qua, on the other hand, he's very much a stable player. He waits for you to kind of walk back and check you with crouching light kick. Use a crouching medium punch to gain data on that +1 scenario. See if you're going to backdash right after, or if you're going to try to block things out a little bit more, or even take your turn back in a bar. That's kind of his informational tool. The stability alongside his aggressiveness that we saw yesterday, he kind of melded his game plan with, took people off guard. And I think if you have that mix, I think you'll go toe-to-toe with Abyssal. So it'll be JP versus Luke. Typically speaking, it is a somewhat difficult matchup for Luke because he has to keep his drive gauge up so he can get in there with the drive rush for fears, stand medium, other buttons like that. Can't play the fireball war at all. But when he does have drive gauge, he is 8th right at any point. This is just a butt check real quick as they make sure that everything is prim and proper. But you had to hedge some bets. Who do you think is going to take it?
Ooh, if anything, you know what? I can't believe Mac. Like, I don't want to be biased towards my Southern California people here.
Okay, okay. Just don't remember.
Yeah, right. I have to be clear here. Abyssal might have a chance here. Not saying that I mess with the JP players, but Abyssal's JP in particular kind of finicky to get around, like some of the buttons you mentioned. Yeah. And not only that, even opting in for the amnesia will still go toe-to-toe, face-to-face with you off a departure, either in a teleport or shadow side switch, and then really mess you up from there. Try to escape that corner throw game is not fun to have to contend with.
Yeah, you might have to see a few more meaty fireball selections here from the side of Qua to stop that from happening. But thankfully, Abyssal doesn't really go for amnesia as much. It's hard to read when he wants to go for that reversal. Either way, the match is about to start here. Loser semis, who moves on the bracket, who stays in the hot seat. Let's get it.
All right, let's get into it. That JP versus Luke action. What a better way to do it, especially on a Sunday like this here at CECC Arlington.
My favorite theme right here, the JP theme. Driver's crouching medium punch. Doesn't convert to too much right there, but you'll be seeing that typically along with other medium buttons. Ooh, he caught the whip punish against the forward fear, sets up the departure. Very important thing for this character to set that up and lock the other character down. Dissuade them from coming through in the wrong sort of way.
true, even to set up off the fireballs at that one, but that driver's battle, it'll be Qua able to win that out, back up against the wall, the jump in dive, but it would break out of the throw instead. Fireball fake to try to catch you off guard, gets punished with the throw.
Yeah, he tried to go for, maybe thinking there was going to be another 4 Fierce, so he calls out the throw right there. Well punished. Stand Fierce to the fireball, killing that drive gauge as much as possible. Walk up, confidence, careful. Oh, he's lucky. He's able to interrupt. He's able to find the finish with the target combo on point.
About to say that OD departure got a little scary there. Quad just able to beat right through it. There was a drive rush into the just crouch option. Blast right in the knuckle.
Back throw. Switch it up.
Yo, that side swap shenanigans you do like to see from Abyssal, but able to parry against double departure here. Jump over, just right in the double knuckle, especially off the OD. Get that super art conversion.
Level 2, W the damage right here with the beast mode on the beast mode on that health. Give me all that. Exactly. Big lead right here for Qua. Doesn't have to overextend. I like how he's walking back to not get, back thrown or anything like that could happen. And you see a level 2 into pure mix.
Try OD Sandflash just a little earlier, able to jump over the fireball, but double departure. Now watching out for the teleport, Shadow opted out instead. Would have the critical art available, especially in meter coming into it for Abyssal, but that jump back into the rush again.
No!
Departure interrupted into the counter.
Yeah, that's not true. You can't set up departure like that. You have to be very careful doing that. Gonna start up on a recovery. Could have been worse. Could have died for that. Stand Fierce to the fireball. Well spaced. So is the Crystal Slash. No DP right there. The dash up. This is what I'm talking about. Stability in the match. Stability. Waiting for his opportunity, not overextending, not getting back thrown to level 2. You didn't even see a level 2. There was no gas that goes to all that screen.
I was about to say, level 2, which you see from Abyssal, but still wasn't able to pop off with it because the entire time, Quad was right there to make sure either get you with a throw check or the loop game in the first place.
Smells breath. He's like, yeah, had garlic this morning, huh?
I was say, smell like Psycho Energy, smell cigars? What's going on here?
You know what? If Psycho Energy smelled like garlic, I'd be about it. Yeah. Can't lie. I like
really?
Garlic. I love me some garlic.
Yeah. Specifically?
I'm hungry. Anyway. Quad getting in there with the OD, rising upper as the finisher, delay crouching medium punch. He'll take that trade to keep in the corner, but he puts himself in the corner. What's your escape option?
We try to stand light jabs, especially, but coming into it for Abyssal, only able to recover off the heavy cane hits departure. Instead of the shadows instead, throw will get you just the walk right up into the pierce.
Yeah, again, that's why we have the departure out, just to lock them down, and now even more so. This is your round to win, the DI. Won't be able to kill, won't reset Will, or maybe he'll just go for some damage, maximize things. Let's have level 1, excuse me. No one was able to get the pick up with the OD. Maybe level 1 could have finished that combo if he would have got that pickup, I'm not sure. Light knuckle, frame kill, drive rush, overhead!
No!
Last things from above.
Still risks the burnout for it into the super conversion. Level 1, in 11 hit piece, no combo included. So far, Quad at least up by 1 here, keeping the momentum.
That's how you know he's a good player. You're not going to go into burnout unless you know it's going to kill. Generally speaking, especially when you have that low a health, you just want to finish the job. Quad knows how to expend that bar. He's in there once again. Chaser, that's hella plus. Stand Fierce to the fireball, perfect parry, the punish right after. You see that typically from Luke, so go for a Stand Fierce and a fireball.
Right.
You get better parry.
And even with the departure, forget the fireballs. If anything, jump in. Neutral game at that one. Rush, get you with the check off the throw game as well. The down heavy, but still, to the stand light kick coming into it from Abyssal. Has to opt in for the level 2 super instead.
Does get the hit this time, so this is pivotal for him. He had to get the hit previously, wasn't able to find it even on block. This time he is able to get the side switch. Not the worst mix right now, so you're living for Qua.
Right.
No jump in, anti-air applied, perfectly done with the crouch fears. Had that been a little bit towards the head, he would have died, air to air.
I'll say caught out of departure, trying to fireball again. Perfect parry, just right into it. Figure out what the cane hit, fireball again, parry. Now double departure, Pierce, ghost again. But down Pierce, just nothing working out. Qua able to buffer and block most of it, but caught off rip, has to go for the fireball option.
He has to go for a super double dash up, no check. Abyssal has been so good about that.
No way.
See the nerves, the shimmy, the finesse, and blast, Stand Fierce in a super to put this man to rest. Tuck him in.
Take him to Memphis. We got barbecue on lock.
Oh, it's beyond Memphis. It's Qua coming home. He said, open up. He said, open up. I'm home.
Oh, goodness.
One more for the flight to continue towards the grand finale. Qua trying to do so. Abyssal just not able to get the things that JP is known for. And as you mentioned, Qua sticks nice and close.
Right.
He's close enough for crouching medium punch to work out or a dash up to work out. Is taking Abyssal off guard. Usually, you like to keep him out, but that's not happening at all. My man's drive rushing in, dashing in. Could this be the end here? Qua, one more game.
Just one more game away. Of course, we have to talk about Qua's defensive game, how he's been able to keep that up almost a little too well, buffer right through the level 2 and still able to avoid Pierce after Spike. And from Abyssal, one thing I have noticed, not a single thing of amnesia that we've seen so far.
Yeah, again, like, when the character can go for like a meaty fireball, it might not be the best idea. Also, the timing squad's been kind of stagger stepping, so there hasn't been like an immediate throw on wake up or go for like a safe jump setup, as you see right there, just to make it a little more difficult to run that reversal OD. One more touch. Oh, there we go, finally.
We were talking about into the spikes. Bomb does not go off as well. Don't even need it. The OD rising up for Fua. Game, set, point.
He was feeling himself to let that OD red. Could have been a burnout on a punish. Doesn't matter. Finds a punish right there with the 4 Fierce again. If you have drive gauge to fight this character, cut through the ghost, so that makes the zoning game even harder for JP. We have to see those buttons. He's zone 4. He is getting thrown loop. The shimmy, the slight delay on the crouching medium punch. Nobody home. The whip once again, and this is going to be the end right here. Beast mode in Qua is in full beast mode as he moves on in the bracket. A perfect KO to solidify his win.
About to say, we said these matches would be hype for Quad. No sweat whatsoever. Clean 3-0 here against Abyssal.
Of course, that means Abyssal is out, but I want to give big ups, big shout outs to Abyssal for coming this far. Top 4 in a stacked tournament like this.
Yep.
You got it, bro. But Qua is the one moving on. Qua, as his first tournament, offline tournament, the lights is on him. People yelling, screaming either against him or for him. Don't even bother him. Look at him, he unbothered.
About to say,
cooling.
Just the nerves. I imagine me personally, if I was sitting up there, be scared as all hell. But for Quad, no issue whatsoever. Just calm, cool, collected here.
Like he finished the test. He's like, oh, okay, that's done. All right.
I got my midterms done. I'm
He's like, all right, well, I finished geography. Let me do biology. All right, all right. Next. I like that energy, though. You have to have that stability to be able to be a top-level competitor, and we see it right there. And he stays in the hot seat because he has to fight the lights. Blue.
Okay.
We'll see, though. We'll see if he makes it there. Obviously, Paladin stands in the way. First, we're sending it over the walkout to see Paladin return.
The next challenger approaching for the lower finals, number 1 seed from Florida International University, Paladin.
Yo, I'm not sure if you saw that, the little stare down that we got from Paladin on the walkout. Things are getting a little too intense here, and this is just collegiate.
He feels like he shouldn't be down here. Any competitor that sits down to losers feels like they shouldn't be down here.
Right.
That pedigree. But him and Blue play so much that there's going to be either one of them. You know what I'm saying? So Paladin's got to lock in and clock in at 95 plus overtime. Wants to move on because Qua is on one. Paladin, you see him, he has the hood off. You know, he's full business right now. Maybe he's in his full form. And again, the rotation of characters could help or hinder him depending on. I think against Luke, Akuma's fine. Ryu was also fine too as well.
Gotcha.
You know? If his Cammy's up to par, Cammy's also pretty good too as well. Luke goes 5-5 or like slightly loses against some of these matchups here and there. Like not as strong as he was in season 1. He doesn't drastically lose a lot of matchups. He's still very stable of a character against most of the characters in the you see right there. But overall, though, there are some matchups that are kind of dicey for him. I think Cammy might be one of them. Looks like they're going to go right into it. No button check. McQuall's already been playing on that seat for a while, and Paladin just wants to just get it started, checking at the menu, and it's time. Get down to battle.
About to say, don't want to ice yourself out, especially going into button check. I mean, sure, it's fine, but after the last game,
don't have to.
Really, but do you really need to win this case? Probably not.
I mean, they have it on the screen right there.
Right.
We have on the screen right now is losers finals, Akuma versus Luke. Looks like Paladin's really locking in the Akuma throughout this entire week. We've seen the Ryu every so often, but the Akuma out here in the Grands, or at least the attempt to go to Grands, has been the play it.
True, already just starting off with the fireball buffer through. Cherokee off the rip, but instead, crouching kick coming in from Quad, just converted right to it, back up against the wall, into the running knee.
You said it was meaty. The screen was shaken as plus. But one of the things that is presenting this matchup really well, first of all, is the air-to-air right there. That's tech right there. Quad knew what to do, gets a pickup. But if you're Akuma, your fireballs are better. It's going to be the establishment point for you overall because some of Luke's buttons can be kind of problematic. Perfect parry, driver's jab. We saw that previously. Gets a punish now on this character.
The throw at that one got a fireball, but parry back on board. OD Sandblast still gets punished right through the drive rush into the DP as well.
Level 2 fireball. You want some plus frames, which is possible. Careful now to tap parry. It might be information for later.
Oh no! Paladin though just back in burner, has to watch out for the Sandblast, Fireball buffer for your own, but instead, Rush troubles and able to just jump right over Tatsu and their DP.
Does not finish their job. The chip will, though, locked it on with the Fireball. We're able to take them around. That was very smart stuff. Fireball, hold them in place. The super to send them away.
Already in round 2 here, probably just up by 1. I'm gonna expand a little bit of the meter here, go for the rush and the aggressive option at that.
Xavier to the Fireball, holding parry. Goes to drive rush, perfect parry right after. We see tap parry a lot from Paladin, particularly calling out some of these normals. It happens to work out here. ODDP, rising upper, wake up super, and this is good. You hold on to your drive gauge, take quite a bit away from them. Drive rush, crouching medium punch, adamant fist, frame kill, crouch using OD Fireball. He wants to kill for the drive gauge. Drive impact. Oh no!
Just back into the wall with the jump cancel, adamant fist, OD special at that one. And so far, Paladin taking that momentum away from Quad had last game, and now already up by 1-0 here.
Look at that confident walk up the stand like kick, drive rush right after it. It's something a lot of players in Japan were doing, and now you see a lot more Kuma players realizing that, but a big drop could have been way worse. Paladin taking advantage of the drop here from Qua. Perfect parry the punish right after. We're going for, I guess, the damage right here in the frame kill. Throw right after, okay.
Say throw, just get added jab, the pressure at that drive rush into the chest crouch, medium kick off the slide in, but already Paladin just willing to risk the burnout, but still no guarantee kill at least just yet. Qua, vulnerable position.
One more touch, no back throw.
Uh-oh.
Jump, fierce to find a little bit of damage. He needs everything, but he's back to neutral. Plus range, throw.
Shoulder bash right into the throw. We got to be careful with the Sandblast at that one. Just a little block at least once, twice. Try to fireball yourself into the super. Enough chip, and that's Paladin. Almost able to take this, still up by 1 round.
The same way he did previously. Fireball into the super. Try to catch him black on the throw. Attack parry again. There's the throw from Qua. Whipping in the distance, grabbing his demons. The way was home. Light, heavy, dash up, wait to bait. Time to decimate.
ODDP getting punished accordingly right now from Qua. Goes for the burnout risk into a perfect round, saying, listen, anything you can do, I can do just a little bit better here.
Qua's been really good about reading the defensive habits. There's that crouching like we talk about, catching buttons or walkbacks. Oh, the damage is coming through hefty. I mean, this is a glass cannon right here. Less help than the other characters Akuma has, unfortunately. And I could be one more decision. It's definitely one more decision now, depending on what is going to occur for the opener. Back throw, switch it up a bit. Great places and spaces.
Just even after taking a full helping of beast mode, Paladin still alive just by barely a margin. And for Qua right now, obviously wanted to just nick that down. Still the critical art available. Don't want to hit Masat's too early here. Shikoku spots. I say that though, already going for double fireball. Puts Qua in a burnout. Caught by the toes off the super.
The burnout, you see, only matters unless they're getting cooked up. And Paladin has been winning game after game by being in such a position where he can take that W right after. Even Paladin has been there. They've been able to calculate when they can go into burnout and then finish right after. That level 1 was clutch. Having that bar at the bottom to back you up, that's like the Noah type. I like that.
Got the Tatsu just right into the DP at that one. We go for the fist. Instead, back throw, put you back into the corner, into the running knee. Perfect parry coming into it. Adamant fist. Able to break out of the throw, however. Qua responding in turn off the DP.
Let's go DP level 1. Try to go for the throw. So right back up in the corner. And again, that lets you save the drive gauge. One more tap. The shimmy. There we go. I was hoping for maybe a back throw or defensive tech. Possibly either way. Paladin putting round on the board here and bringing the momentum back in his hands.
Say just back in round 2, able to jump back out, drive rush for yourself. Off the upper instead, shoulder bash coming into it, into the perfect parry though with the heavy kicks into Tatsu.
It's a good call right there. Knowing that there's going to be a plus frame scenario right after with a crouching medium punch. Checks it, puts him in the corner, delay jabs. Or medium kick, the adamant fist. OD fireball doesn't get to pick up with the heavy kicks though.
Jab for the pressure here, even with the DP. Have to watch out. Interaction, insane.
I knew he could do that. Had the buffer to kill the DI.
I can't even explain.
No. He's like, this is my game to win. This is my game to win, brother. So on and he said, that
shenanigan.
Said them, never again. I'll take W, never again. I'll never lose again.
Absolutely insane interaction. I'm sitting here watching like, hold on, I don't think I can commentate at least 2.2 seconds as this. I had to sit back, watch, and recuperate after that. But back into this game, and fire with it already. It was off the hit. Still back up against the wall here. Qua able to break out though.
Yeah, interrupting the overhead. Try to go for the overhead to bless him. Did not work out. The anti-air's there with the DP. Did he break? Even better. He holds parry, gets a lot of bar back from that, but didn't complete the combo. Some drops, some derves, some Paladin. Waits, delays for a little bit, gets the grip right after.
throw at that one, but just able to jump back out almost momentarily. DP will catch you off rip. Drive rush again, jab for the pressure into the fireball against Qua here.
Dan liking the buffer right after it. Perfect parry on the drive rush attempt, but too obvious. Even with the scaling, could be able to kill here. Level 2.
Oh.
The period's in.
Watch
the Baja
here. Yep, that's guaranteed kill. And so far for Paladin, set point.
One more round to get that rematch and that run back. OD fireball to stop that drive rush from happening. Very safe option to do so.
Right.
Burnout.
Back in burnout. Hey, still able to get the back knuckle just off rip though. Gonna jump in that air action. Now we have to hit the super caught by the tail. Not that much of an impact though.
Four Fierce does find the mark. No counter it though. This is fine though. I feel like if you're Paladin, you just gotta block this out, get your bar back faster. As you block, you can drive gauge up a little bit more. He's going to poke or medium kick, crouching medium kick. Safe options. Interrupts with the jab though.
Good counter poke pressure at that one right now from Qua here. Drive rush. Swifts getting punished here. That stand heavy kick will catch you right in the head though.
One touch scenario, depending what Paladin wants to do. Lay him on the mat. What's the wicked decision?
Oh no!
Level 1! Why did he go for the throw? I think he tried to bait, but he used the wrong thing at the wrong time. And Paladin's gonna take the win off that whiff recovery throw. That's so unfortunate. The idea was to hit the brakes a little bit, maybe call it a DP, but there was too much recovery on that throw. And just the wrong idea, wrong decision, to be honest. And honestly, Qua, it was a good attempt, brother, but that's GG's. But good to see Qua for his first offline tournament.
I was about to say, first offline and looking this good here. Hey, that's not too bad. Have to have a round of applause for that. Don't blame me. But at the same time, Paladin moving forward. That was some wild reactionary time we had.
Yeah, Paladin was ready. He had that buffer ready to stay. We see him do so well against these sort of drivers. It's like a perfect parry or a button. Now level 1 to get it done. And that's going to be Paladin getting that rematch, that run back against Blue. We're seeing that real soon. Listen, they got me out here looking all professional. The suit, they said, y'all gotta come with the suit, but this may be a funeral.
I got a good suit, but it is like low-key king with the background. You just see a little bit of the edge. Hold on.
Yeah. Look like a ghost. Wait, if I do like this. Oh, no. Okay. That'll work.
Ah, that's not too bad.
That's sick.
Hey, I still look good, though.
Like a chameleon.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like that. Secret DLC character.
That's crazy.
Word. Grand Final starts now. You people at home, in the venue, at home, anyone watching this are having a grand time, because this is going to be a ridiculous run back. These two have played others so much. They've already played in, obviously, the winners finals.
Yep.
Who is solidified in the winner's side. Only has to win one set to get it done. Well, Paladin has to win twice to make it nice. And again, you want to see who's going to be walking away with the highest amount of money out here at the May Madness.
Right. Walk out ready.
All I'm going to say is whoever wins, I'm being them DMs. Like, hey, slide me a few bucks here or there. You know, I'm broke.
That's crazy. Scholarship money.
Scholarship money. I need that. All right, let's go to the walkout to finish things off for our final fight.
It's time for the College Street Fighter Grand Finals here at CECC May Madness 2025. The new challenger approaching with advantage, number 2 seed from Florida International University, Blue.
It's one of the saddest parts about fighting game tournaments is when it has to end.
Yep.
But it's one of the most exciting parts is when it's grand finals and there's a big money match, as there's a lot of money, no funny, behind all this.
It's about to say for Collegiate Street Fighter especially. I mean, hey, that can go towards scholarship. That can go towards maybe a new e-scooter to get you around campus.
True.
Or well, hold on. Let me think about it. Because I feel with financial aid, we have to be careful about what we buy with this here.
I would not be careful. I'm one of those that's not careful.
Oh, you want to look at your tax returns and be like, hey, Cola, why are we showing a PS5 on your tax returns for this grant that you were supposed to spend at your school books?
You know the version of Street Fighter 6, that's why.
That's
Switch 2, true, and all the DLC, baby. But here's the thing. Grand Finals is a run back. The 2 top seeds, 2 people expected to see up in the top, despite there were some shakeups along the way. Some close calls from some of these players getting here as well. Even though Paladin was so solidified, there were some moments where I was like, maybe, possibly, but it didn't happen like that. We were on the correct timeline. We'll see who stays fine in this grand finale. Paladin winner side, or I'm sorry, loser side, it is going to be blue winner side. It's so easy to mix that up because they go back and forth.
Right.
When I've commentated some of these matches, it goes so far back and forth that it could be either one right here.
I'm saying
all
so
by
far,
a simple decision.
So back and forth. Not only that, these two are from the same school, Florida International. Then you have to remember, Blue has also had some tough matchups for himself getting up here. Let's not joke about the Davey match at that. That doll sim, no joke. A PhD, just stretch at that point. It was some scary stuff, and having to witness that and commentate that in the first place was fire. But this is a totally different. It's really just the same matchup from last time, but the rematch at that Akuma versus DJ action, possibly.
I think if you're Paladin, obviously you'd like to be in the winner's side because you can switch a little bit more beyond just being better, but he is going to Mr. Classic himself. All reliable. Ryu, we saw the Akuma. It worked out for a little bit, but not enough to find the finish again. I think that this is one of those things where it's like, this is what I got here with.
Yes.
This is a character I've been known for. It's time to go with something I know I can get that W with. Either way, it is grand finals. Paladin loser side, blue winner side. People, let's get it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to see if this is a button check or not, but if I had to imagine Paladin, absolutely not.
He's going
that
in.
here.
No.
Okay,
He
so
fights.
actual game.
Oh, yeah. I see them swinging. So I drive rush overhead. I knew it was about that business.
Man, don't blame him for it, but already just skipping the neutral game right into the rush, goes to the overhead, back feint, crouching, medium kick out from Blue, though.
No.
Jackknife, though, it's punished.
I think the timing should have been a little bit better, but it's kind of hard to catch on the cross-up. Still, OD works out for the reversal option instead of anything else. With the fireballs, but interrupts the OD fireball, make him waste that bar. That DP hit, that's still kind of weird, but it still works out.
Still works out indeed. Down elbow coming into it from Blue right now, and obviously Paladin trying to crouch kick, has to go for the Tatsu option instead. Back throw.
The meaty fireball. It's hard to go band-to-band with the fireballs. He'll land that jump in to get the win. Paladin get an aerial with it.
About to say, Paladin still has plenty of ways to go, has to win these three and then get on for the full reset, win the next three, so still definitely a mountain to climb, or I skate uphill in some situations.
Listen, that's what Blue don't want to happen. If someone resets the bracket, they start to understand more and more about what you're about. You might lose a little bit of steam. I like that. Back outside the distance for the 4 Fierce. And even crouching beauty kicks, that Crouch Fierce right there was ready to counter.
Right? You kick instead, but Blue for the rush option, not able to get past the OD fireball. Instead, air slasher to hit. Crouching medium kick, not that much range on it though.
Nice little poke tool, looking maybe a hit confirm possibly. Just drive rush on in. If you can't have him come to him, he'll reverse it and just drive on in there. And then with the grace of Zobot, level 1, saves the bar at the bottom for a level 3 scenario possibly. That's big for DJ. He wants to have that level 3 to finish things off or get a lead at the end.
Okay, Ground Star just fireball feint into it, coming into it from Blue right now, but against Paladin, not able to up against the DP here, just back in the corner, able to break the throw though, wasn't expecting it long distance, but I imagine if you are Blue, perfect parry, right into the DP jackknifing it once, twice, dang near 3 times, where there's one parry, got another though.
No back throw attempt, trying to go for the throw himself, Crouch Fierce starting off, ending things with level 3 after the machine gun upper is a down. With the first game.
Looking saucy with it so far. Momentum, we've seen this happen where all of a sudden we get the 2-0 set point, and then out of nowhere, Paladin possibly maybe 2-2 here. That's what I'm looking at, as back and forth as these games have been.
See that perfect KO though? I'm just saying, like.
See, that's now I'm talking about. Then.
Because, I mean, Paladin already got warmed up with the previous match, but Blue coming in here with a perfect to finish things off in that last game. That's a statement that you don't want to have to see, so probably have to turn up like volume.
True. Also have to watch out, especially against these feint air slashers that you really have to watch. Instead, trying to go for the grab, instead opting for the fireball option coming in from Paladin right now. Down elbow air slasher again, rush into the grab.
There we go, no tap parry though. Counter attack time, looking for maybe a button. Crouching to punch, counter hit again. That's level 1, target combo. No, pop him up. ODDP for the finisher. And some of the routings have gotten better here for DJ. You don't have to spin bar at the bottom unless you really want to. Sometimes you can pop up high enough to fly to be able to get like a OD version right after. So I think that the Blue's very aware of keeping his bar in the bank at the bottom for like maybe level 2 or level 3 if need be.
Right. Paladin right now, that Tatsu, just jab out the pressure especially. Say heavy kick, but already with the disrespectful slide in from Blue right now. Fireball, Tatsu again, put you back in the corner.
On the fireball, neutral jump with the Crouch Fierce. It's a rebuttal button. Stand medium target combo, resets, looking for the bust out. Usually people might want to tap parry there. They go for an ODDP after your target combo, but Paladin stays tight.
Forcing on the back feint again, like Blue really likes to utilize here, just bait out something, anything, but instead opting in for the grab. Drive rush back feint again, get the swing, but perfect parry. Already Hashogeki.
Looking for the distance here. Oh no, the setup. I don't know if he went for like a safe jump setup or what that was. When he fire a ball, heavy kick looking for any sort of button to counteract against. Stand light kick into nothing. You know, if Blue hits him with a level 3, it will be the victory in 2 games up here, trying to end this set real quick.
Say, just trying to follow up the OD air slasher with the rush, but nothing found instead from Blue right now. He's playing a game, but air slasher again. You stand medium kick.
Oh, too close for comfort. A stand light kick is a good counter poke tool with a punish. Shin, Hashogeki, not enough. The overhead will seal the deal, though. He said, nobody got me, my overhead got me.
Exactly.
It's all right, it's all right.
Get the overhead, that's totally fine here. Now tied 1-1 apiece in the rounds. Blue still up by 1, already up with the grab, the round start.
Or beating back, heavy kick, fireballs. Catch him trying to walk back and kill that drive gauge. The anti-air is there. The jab instead of a throw, that's the mix right there. Am I going for a throw? Am I going for a button? Now he is just taking away the health as well. It's a one-touch scenario. Is he going to throw loop him? Do it again, do it again.
Don't you dare.
Wake up super. You got hit, but that's fine. That's bar that you have to worry about for later.
That's fine. Build back up the resources. Try the Hashogeki up close and personal from Paladin right now. Stand medium kick. Punished and with the jab pressure. Crouching light punch for Blue. Already up by 2.
Again, Blue only needs to win this set to move on. Cammy. Okay, on paper, this ain't even that good for Cammy, but maybe he sees something in the match. Comfortability's sake, I'm not sure. Maybe something has changed, I don't even know, but either way, a desperate pick here for Paladin. He has to ride with it. Even if he wins, until the reset, he has to ride with this choice.
Interesting. Gonna have to wait and see just how this works out. If anything, I don't want to say it's do or die just yet. Character switch might be momentum swap, but Blue's only right there. Don't let me get away with too much.
One thing that's good in this matchup, at least you have the heavy kick to catch some of that sway play that we do see.
Yep.
And hopefully clip a button continuously, but it just can't take to the air that much. The anti-air is there. Go back though, a stand medium instead. Blue trying to keep that corner, trying to be that jail no bail. Perfect parry. Gonna get some carry out of there.
Already the grab game saying that, listen, we've been doing this a little too much. Paladin already saying, I can do anything better. Just here, and there's medium kick coming out of it from Blue, though.
Fireball, heavy kick looking for any sort of button. Does get the punish counter. Plus frame city. Staggers a little bit. Gets a grip right after it.
Grab again. Rush second grab. There we go. Back into the corner. Pressure. Jab it out. Paladin, though. Side swap.
That should have been his game to win. All you need was another button for that counter hit jab. But committed to the throw.
What?
The DI avoids it. Oh, no. And the super to seal it. Paladin got a gift from the gods himself of gaming.
Okay.
You better think Daddy Capcom out there.
About to say
appreciate you.
They're playing literally sitting out there saying thank you, appreciate it. This Cammy pick might not be as wild after all as I initially thought, as some might have thought here. Looks like a little too well for Paladin so far. The arrow and the hit.
Hopefully Blue isn't too tilted by the interaction. That's one of those that happens. You're like, well, why? So you have to kind of put yourself back in the driver's seat, hands it to a 10. Heavy able to hit, try to go for the soap bot, but the interruption is there. And Paladin should be able to close this out with a charge up DP level 3 victory. Delta Red Assault in the first round finally in this grand finals, or game I should say, for Paladin.
About to say, watch this cinematic real quick and watch me as I climb my way, claw my way, possibly into a reset. We're just at 1-2 here, so it's still close.
You see a lot of grounded approach here from Paladin. That's been his way to victory. He knows he can't jump as much. Fastball is checked, that is fake. So I think if you're Blue, you have to think about what am I going to do on the ground. Her buttons are really good. How am I counteracting it? Am I saving drive gauge with punish if she whiffs a heavy kick or something like that?
True. Medium kick just coming into it full force. So Blue right now into the rush, jump it back over. Paladin scared a side swap, just right into it. Rush, jab, pressure, and that knee bomber still getting hit in the crouching life punch. So bad.
There we go. The fake out throw. Luckily it wasn't tap parry attempt. Dash up into a back throw. Uh-oh. That could have been anti right there. Knee drop. That should be enough. Yes, the drive gauge. Set point. Tournament point for Blue.
All right, remember I was saying earlier, do or die. Now it really is the situation. You got the OD grab, we got the spiral looking clean with it. Fastball special and getting heated with it coming into it from Paladin.
And the overhead was fantastic right after, kind of duck inside switch incoming.
That DP as well. Kick instead, goes for the grab option from Blue right now. Make that once, make that twice.
Can he find an entry point? He's hunting, he's looking for it.
Sitting there menacing, you have to be careful. OD air feint slasher.
The fake out, slapped off the feet. Blocks out the jabs.
That's fine.
We find a medium soap bot. Throw, ODDP, he lets it rip.
About to say no Beyblade
Plus,
involved in this situation, but
There
oh,
it
it's
is,
so bad.
level
Silver!
3, and Blue is your champion of May Madness, taking it with the DJ play from winner's side.
Would have thought the one character that somehow made it through qualifiers and into grand champion status.
This cat Blue taking a character that people off to the side to grand finals and taking quite a bit of guap on the dot. Quite a bit of green, you feel me? Blue is your champion. Give it up for Blue.
For Collegiate Street Fighter 6, what a hell of a season it has been, even leading into this. And what did I tell you earlier? An upset was waiting to happen. You didn't want to listen. A lot of you did not want to listen, but I did. I believe, not specifically Joe Hendry, but Blue.
Thing is, Blue, he's top seed. Only see who was going to take it. It was Blue at the very end. Congratulations to all the competitors out here, especially Paladin get the second. You know, very powerful opponent, took Blue to the limit, but it's Blue moving on, and we're moving on to the interview.
Thank you so much, guys. I am here with our first ever CECC Street Fighter champion. Let's make some noise for that and that alone. Our first ever CECC Street Fighter champion. I mean, it is amazing. Blue, you and I were just talking, man. You're still shaking. The adrenaline is high. You are feeling it. And walk us through how you're feeling right now. What is this for you?
It's just excitement, man. Like, I love playing this game. I love it. And being able to compete in front of a stage like this for a lot of pride, you know, because you get this big trophy, you feel me? So, like, I love this game. I love playing it.
Absolutely. And I mean, you are here as one of 2 students for Florida International University for the first time ever, and you're walking away with a trophy. I mean, what does that mean for the validity of the program, for the validity of you as a Street Fighter representative?
I think it just shows how powerful the competition is in South Florida. Like, it's not just FIU. Like, there's other neighboring universities that also all of us play within each other and all of us help each other grow.
You know, and we've talked a lot to Street Fighter players this weekend, and a lot of you guys come from fighting games. Some of you are newer to the game. Some of you have been playing for a shorter period of time, but there are so many fighting games on the market. Why Street Fighter? What pulls you in? What is it about this game that makes you want to play this well?
I have an affinity for team games, especially growing up playing soccer, but I think fighting a solo game like this game, where a lot of the mistakes are my own, all of them are. So I take accountability for my actions, and to me that it's a lot more satisfying when you win because you know it was you playing.
Absolutely. Every effort, every victory is yours just as much as those mistakes as well. And you came in, you know, you said to me that playing a player as talented as Paladin can be exhausting because your brain is just firing full throttle the entire time. What were you thinking in the series? How were you able to stay calm, stay calculated, and still walk away with a victory?
I just needed to reassure myself that despite the character swaps, he was still controlling the character. So it wasn't exactly that I was playing another person. It was I just needed to adapt to how he played that character specifically.
Absolutely. And Blue, before we let you go, before we let you celebrate your trophies, or anybody out there you'd like to shout out, anyone you want to give a thank you to, man, you are a winner today.
I just want to shout out my parents. They've allowed me these type of opportunities to be able to come out here and perform. Like, they really allowed me to do what I love to do. So I just want to thank my parents.
Absolutely, folks. Blue from Florida International University, our first ever Street Fighter CECC champion. We're going to go ahead and get this ready for the next game. This is all yours, man. This is yours forever. You can pick it up. Let's cheer some more! Let's cheer some more! This is Blue, Street Fighter champion. Catinator, take it away.
Thank you very much, Septilence. Now, before we get into the Blue victory, I do want to give a shout out to Capcom for presenting College Street Fighter and allowing us to present the LAN finals here at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. Thank you for supporting college esports and Collegiate FGC players. Now, with the flowers given to Capcom, I'm going to give some flowers to Blue, and by doing so, I want to talk about the upper finals. Blue, a player who said, I have to prove the doubters wrong. Y'all doubted me. You're going to regret it. Does so very early, takes down Blue's Akuma, makes him character swap. And Miles, you've been talking about Akuma all weekend, saying that a Paladin doesn't have to worry about playing a glass cannon because no one can shatter the glass. I think somebody just did.
Like I said, when you're walking in knowing you're the best player in the venue, well, sometimes you get proven wrong, and that glass cannon becomes so much more of a liability. We saw there against both Qua and against Blue that Akuma ended up being that liability, because if you can't get that insane offense online, then you can get smothered before you can get anything started, and that's what Qua was trying to do in the losers, try to just fight through that Akuma, and he did do it that one game. Didn't go well for him, but for Blue, a little bit of a different story there.
I just want to say, for the record, I never doubted him. I'm just saying. I said, like I said when we talked earlier on, he said he was very comfortable. He was very ready for today, and it showed. It really showed in the initial winners final match. We did not see Paladin get handled like that all weekend long. 3-0 after 3-0 after 3-0 after 3-0. Paladin was taking everything, and Blue's like, bro, I got this. Like, I got this. Whatever, it's easy. And then he did it again, which is absolutely insane to see. I mean, that was a $4,000 knee drop. Let's call it what it is. Every single time, Blue just repeatedly, like, he said it himself on stage, his adaptation and just reacting to how Paladin was playing. That's exactly what you saw time after time after time. And it just made it work so well, and that's one of the biggest factors on why he won today.
All weekend long, you said if Blue gets comfortable, he might be the best player in the venue, and didn't you say you walked up and he's like, I'm chilling?
Yeah, like we hit each other up earlier. Like, I was like, yeah, that's my homie now. We get the steak after this.
Steak on him, for sure.
You mentioned the 4K knee drop. For second, it's 6,500. For first, it's 10K. A cami swap for what could be 3,000 extra dollars. Sai, talk to me about it.
You know what I saw in Paladin? We started off, we saw so much confidence, we saw arrogance, even the cojones to just say, I'm not even going to speak to the interviewer. I have no need. You're beneath me. And you know what happened? Bilu said, oh, okay. So not only did he just really kind of run all over him in the winner's side, by the time it got to grand finals on the reset, Blue still sitting pretty on the winner's side. We saw him dismantle the Akuma. Then when Paladin tried again with the Ryu, and that didn't work out either, down 2-1, he's like, maybe Cammy, I'm running out of characters here. And like, sure, there is a little bit of momentum you can get with that character swap. You can throw your opponent off their game and maybe force a weird counter pick later in the set. But when all things were said and done, Cammy won one of those games, and only by the skin of her teeth, and immediately Blue, like I said, super good at adapted to the switches that need to be made for the Cammy, and I just don't think Paladin was ready to deal with DJ with a different character. Akuma and Ryu, similar enough where you can kind of have the same reactions. Cammy, not so much. Really struggled on actually finding the anti-airs, had seemingly no answers to that knee drop without having that traditional Shoto DP, and Blue had no real changes needed to make for his game plan and just dominated in that grand finals.
Dominated indeed, and you mentioned comfortability for Blue. What do we feel makes Blue feel so confident? Anything, Miles?
I feel like Blue, his control over his movement was the thing that made him so confident, because when you are forcing reactions out of your opponent, when you are forcing Paladin to whiff attacks, whiff supers, whiff grabs especially, and then getting it in and punish, it becomes a sort of dance, and you're definitely the one leading.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we saw, especially the way DJ plays. I mean, of course, one of the dancer characters. It's just, when I was talking to Miles on the side about it, it's like the reason why like DJ is so powerful is because of his use of the feints, his multiple cancels that you can do through a lot of his normals. And you saw it there, literally canceling, going for other things like heavy air slash into just straight into grab. You're like, okay, well, all right, that's fine. I guess I'll just lose like 40% of my health. That's fine.
And it wasn't even always just this way. I mean, the jump over the Raging Demon, I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, I definitely think the jump over the Raging Demon was super, super smart, because so much of Blue's game plan is staying in your face, trying to literally taunt and bait you into pressing a button so that DJ can whiff punish you. And he's such a good character to do that. But even when the chips are down and Paladin's like maybe the first, Demon Rage of the entire tournament, Blue's like, I was ready for that too. He jumps away from it. He was just kind of in his head. And dealing with a character as silly and goofy as DJ that actively taunts you mid-game while you're dealing with an opponent that is like getting a lot of correct reads on when you're going to mash those supers, what you're going to look for in your reversals, this, that, and the third, it can really, really wear down on you. And Blue truly just played with a smile on his face his entire grand finals, and I think that demeanor might have really been the difference maker from what we saw today compared to the previous games.
Yeah, I think that definitely could be the case. Blue showing up, proving the doubters wrong. And let's go speak to him at the bracket wall. We've got Clutch Key ready for the bracket ceremony. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Kat. We are down here on the bracket wall. Trophy you can see right here, but I got one final piece left to go on the board for our College Street Fighter champion. Right here with me, Blue joins us one more time. And Blue, I know you got a lot of questions. We'll keep it short and simple for you, but first of all, first College Street Fighter champion here at CECC Main Madness. How you feeling so far?
I'm very happy that this is the first time that it was here. You know, like, I'm glad that there's a lot of new avenues opening up for Street Fighter, and I was happy to be the first time champion.
Yeah, so you are the first in history. You're going to go down. It's first time in history, but I want to know too, like you said, it was like a very big environment here. It's growing in the game. What do you think about this environment in front of everybody here at Esports Stadium Arlington, in front of everybody around the world as well? What do you think about having all eyes on this match right here for Street Fighter 6?
I believe that when esports was first created, we wanted environments like this, you know, a lot of eyeballs on the scene, all the excitement from the fans being excited for the game. So I love it. I love it. I love being here.
Yeah, it's a great environment overall. Blue knows it. Everybody knows it in this arena as well. We're going to have more finals in a sec. But first, or actually I should say last question here for you. What does the trophy mean here? I know we said it's the first ever, but you're holding up a trophy. By the way, show off the guns real quick because he handled that pretty well. Show off them guns. Yeah, yep, right there. That muscle right there, right there. Yeah, he got the guns. He had the win. He lifted up that trophy so easily. But again, that trophy too, you're taking it home. What does that mean to hold up that first ever trophy here at CECC and here in College Street Fighter history?
Man, I've never had a trophy this big, you know? And getting it from playing video games, even better. I love it.
All right, well, before you get to lift up that trophy one more time, the card right here, completing the first ever College Street Fighter bracket right here. Go ahead, my friend. Take it upstairs. Take it all the way up top. CSF history made right at Esports Stadium Arlington. Tapping it right there. College Street Fighter champion Blue from Florida International University. We will take a break. When we come back, Rocket League on the other side. We're right here at Esports Stadium Arlington. This is CECC Main Madness 2025.